3, 2.
It's the Barbershoptalk podcast. Here representing the Litty Ligo movement, Miss Sharon, how you doing?
I'm well.
Appreciate you coming through.
No problem.
My fault, aka the Chicken Gawd.
Let's get
Let's
to
get
it.
straight to the Chicken Gawd shit.
It's always about the
Let's get
chicken.
to the Chicken Gawd shit. How did you get the name Chicken Gawd?
So I used to host football Sundays at my house, and one day my boy Ace was like, "Yo, can you make chicken?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just bring some and I'll make it." So I made them chicken. They're like, "Yo, this is mad bomb." So the next week, more people's at my house. I'm like, "Okay," and then more people like, "Yo, you can make dip." And I started making dip and stuff. And then my brother Noah was like, "Yo, you should sell this." And I'm like, "Sell it where?" He's like, "Just sell it at your crib, like after hours or something." And I'm like, "I don't think anybody's gonna come to a dead end street in Mattapan in the dead of night." He's like, "Just do it." So I started putting it out
like
there.
a setup to me.
Hey, right. I know I'm not doing that, but so I put a little teasers out there. Everybody's like, "Oh, you should do it." I'm like, "I don't know what to call it." So my girl Nina had me saved in her phone as the Chicken Gawd, and she posted a text message between us, and everybody just started calling me that.
Wow.
And so I'm like, okay, and so I opened up and sold everything, everything. And so I just kept making more. I'm selling 40 pounds of chicken a night.
Damn.
So
40 pounds of chicken a night?
Yeah.
You mean tell me you hustling 40 pounds of chicken a night?
Yeah, it was chicken. It started out chicken, macaroni and cheese. Then it's like, "Yo, can you do fries?" All right, let's do fries. Mozzarella sticks or whatever else. Fried dough at one point. The red velvet waffles. Then I started doing over easy.
Oh damn! Not the red velvet waffles. You gotta have a moment on that.
We could have did a whatchamacallit.
I told you I had a
So red velvet. What else was on the menu?
What else was on the menu? At one point, I was doing stewed chicken and rice and pigeon peas. I'm half Panamanian, and my dad has a truck. You know my dad, right, Peter?
Yeah.
So he has his little truck down at the Shelburne. So he makes all Caribbean food. So that's exactly where I get my hustle from. And and I started doing over easy with raw pea. It was a chicken and waffles, the chicken and waffle turn up. I did that for a while. I had a freestyle that went viral a little bit.
Right.
And and it was cool. And then my son got older. He started getting more involved with sports and stuff. So I kind of backed away from it a little bit. So everybody's always like, "Where's the chicken? Where's the chicken?" So I cater here and there, but. In the springtime, I think I might bring back the after hours.
So keep it a buck with the recipe, man. What did you put in the chicken that got people coming out? Is it fentanyl?
Nah, spring a little crack.
Hey, don't play with that word out here. Don't play with that word out here, man. Don't play with that word out here.
But literally, I had text messages like, "Yo, is there crack in this chicken? For real, the chicken is bad bomb." I'm like, "Listen, just a little recipe I put together. It was a combination of my mother's recipe and my father's recipe, and just me, playing around with things, and then I landed on just one recipe that just, then I started doing lemon pepper and barbecue and all that stuff, and so I cater, but people have been asking for the after hours again, so I'm like, all right, so I'm making it late spring maybe.
And she also do tenders. You left that out.
Yes. Dave was a faithful customer of mine. Whenever I'm open, he comes through.
Oh yeah, he definitely put it out there. So you also play ball.
I did.
What was it? High school ball?
High school ball, yeah.
What
Let's
position?
go Bengals.
Okay. Yeah, we went undefeated my senior year, by the way.
That's fast.
I was a center and a power forward.
Oh shit.
Now that Chris is here, I gotta tell my Chris story now.
Go ahead. Feel free to tell your Chris story.
So Chris and I went to middle school together. We went to the Renaissance.
Okay.
And there was a day I was getting bullied, and Chris was popular, started basketball team, all the girls loved him, So, people was making fun of me, and Chris stands up and goes, "You know what? Sharon's gonna grow up and she's gonna be beautiful and she's not gonna pay any of y'all any mind." And from that day I was like, "Oh, I'm a bad bitch." Okay. And so from that day I'm just kinda like, you know what, I'm gonna be myself as much as I can. So, And like it seems like whenever I have like a pivotal life event, like Chris is just there. Like when the Chicken Gawd came out, he was a big supporter of that. Like Litty Ligo came out, he did a couple of my YouTube videos. He did the recap for the Speakeasy event, and he did my kind of promo video about what Litty Ligo was about. So I'm very excited to see it.
Can you explain to people what vitiligo is?
So vitiligo is an autoimmune disorder. I don't like to say disease, but it can be disease, it can be disorder, it can be condition. It kind of depends on who you talk to and how they view themselves. So I'm very big on language. So I call it a disorder. So my immune system is attacking my melanocytes, which is the cells that carry pigment. And it's doing it by accident. It doesn't know why it's doing it. So it causes these white patches, and it's very common. 1% of the whole world has it. It's actually more than that because a lot of people, it's hereditary as well. So a lot of people will get it and they won't go to the doctor and get diagnosed because they already know what it is. So, but yeah, I've been living with this since I was 12. Like I was.
So it's not something you
you can be born with it. It could develop at any time in your life. Like I've met women who developed it well into their 50s.
Wow.
You know, like lived a whole life, and then it changes their whole world. But I got mine. I was 12. I was in the 7th grade. And like, I took a school picture and I had like one little spot, and there was this boy who was mad. I ended up beating him up, and he was making fun of me. But yeah, and like I had a whole episode, and I like ran in the bathroom, I was crying, and then my girls came in there, was like, listen, he's ugly and he stink, like he's fine, you're fine, go take your picture. And I smiled in my picture. I used to hate it because you can tell I was crying, but now I look at it, I was like, you mad strong, girl, you mad strong.
For real. Yeah. So what led to the Litty Ligo movement? Explain what it is and what led to it.
Let's take it back to my 30th birthday. Like my spots change a lot. And usually when they change, when they spread, it would give me, I would be anxious. It's very related to my stress. But I was 30 and it kind of cleared up. And then when I turned 30, it started spreading again for like no real reason. And for the first time, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Like I really don't care this time around. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm ready to kind of reach out to others. And I was like wondering about it. I went to a cookout and I met my boo, Lanija. I met her mother at a cookout in Heath Street, and she was just like, you remind me so much of my daughter, like you're vibrant, and I would love for you to meet her. But we ended up losing contact. So a week later I was on the train, and it was this older woman, and she's like, can I talk to you? Like, you remind me so much of my granddaughter. And she shows me a picture, and it's Lanija. And I was like, I just met your daughter at a cookout.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm going to actually create this Facebook today so I can connect everybody. So we exchanged information, and I got all of them in the room. And when I went into like other groups, you would see, advertisements for cures and like all this stuff. And you see people that need help, and nobody is really, people are reaching out, but it's like muddled by all of this other stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make my own group where, no cure advertisement. I don't play those games. Like, you talk about your personal experiences, support and love is what we're about, in whatever capacity that you need. Like, there's no right way to heal. So, I started out and I called it Not Your Mama's Vitiligo group because, most of the groups were like older people and stuff like that. There was really nothing for our generation, really. So, but once I started interacting with those groups, I'm like, okay, I don't want to call it that. That's a little disrespectful. So I'm like, actually, I was brainstorming with my cousin. I'm like, vitiligo, what do I call it? I'm like, Litty Ligo. Like, vitiligo can be lit. If you want it to be lit, it'll be lit. So
and it fits their personality.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so it's lit. We can do that. And so I started calling it Litty Ligo. And at first I'm like, I don't really like it. But like with the Chicken Gawd, I didn't really like it at first. But now I love it. So I was like, okay, let me stick with it. And then like once I started explaining it to people, they're like, oh, I get it because it's lit. I'm like, okay, yeah. So that's how we developed the name. So it started with a Facebook group. Then we went to, my girl's like, you should make an Instagram, like, and post like positive pictures. I'm like, okay, I can do that because I love everything. Like, I've had a computer since I was 11 years old. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I put together a nice little Instagram, and then they're like, you should do a website. All right, let's put together a website. Okay, you should do events. Okay, let's start doing events. So it just kind of is progressing, and I'm just enjoying the ride very much. I'm connecting with so many people, so it's been really, really good so far.
And you also spoke at the Women's March.
Yes, that was...
How was that?
Man, that was... So my boss I worked at the Boston Center for Independent Living. I am a disabilities advocate and a case manager. So he was like, yeah, I need you to speak at this thing on Saturday, you know, can you do it? And I'm like, okay, sure, I can do it. So, you know, the day before comes, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's the Boston Women's March. I'm like,
oh man.
Oh, excuse me? He's like, yeah, like you'll be fine, you'll be fine. Like,
have you ever done public speaking before?
Here and there, like when I was in school, if there was a poem to be read, if it was Maya Angelou, like, yeah, Sharon, you need to read that. Like,
yeah.
So I was like, okay, like, and we do trainings for other companies, so he would have me kind of tell my story, my journey about, you know, living with my disorder because, you know, we deal a lot with people who have disabilities. So, you know, from there, he kind of was like, listen, you have, you know, this presence and you can reach people, so I really want you to do this. So I went up there and I had my speech on my phone, and my phone dies right before I'm about to go
So
on.
that's the universe forcing you to speak from the heart.
Right. I was like, come on, man. I had like 15%, like damn iPhones. So I'm like, all right. So I go up there. I literally went on the mic. I'm like, hi, I'm new here. I'm like a baby advocate, so I'm gonna wing it. Like people like they're like, yeah. So you know, I start talking about, you know, how people that live with disabilities are disenfranchised and they're taught, you know, you need help, and it's like, you don't really need help unless you want that. You can live independently. There are ways to do it, you know, but they're just not the easiest option. So everybody just wants to give you the easiest option, so you can, you know. And then I talked about my own personal experience where I don't cover my skin just so other people can be comfortable. I am very comfortable with who I am. And so I got up there and I was like, I'm a powerful woman, I'm a beautiful woman, and my skin does not define me. And I was like, I just said that in front of 10,000 people. Like, it was a surreal experience. And you know, I got off the stage and I met a man that had vitiligo and he had like tears in his eyes and he like hugged me like, thank you so much for saying that. Like, people don't understand. Like, we don't feel, you know, some people are struggling, but we don't all feel badly about our skin, you know, so it was very powerful.
Yeah, that's what's up. And we just finished watching a video that you put up on YouTube about one of your experiences with somebody. Can you feel like sharing that? Cause let's talk about that.
So, it was 2017. I went to Sephora. Fenty had just come out, and I wanted to get some foundation. And it was this older black lady, and she had like rhinestone glasses, terrible weave, like. And she, of course, she like accosted me, like, "Hey, let me help you." I'm like, "I'm good. Like, you know, I'm pretty experienced in makeup. Come on, let me help you." I'm like, "Okay." So, you know, we get into, you know, makeup. She's like, all right, well, I'm going to help you find the shade and whatever. Picks out the wrong shade, first of all. And I'm just like, all right. She was like, let me try it on you. So I put up my cheeks so, you know, she could try it. And she starts covering up my vitiligo. And I'm like, whoa, like, I don't cover it. And she's like, why not? You should cover it. I'm like, why would I do that? Like, and she's like,
even that right there is just ignorant as fuck, man. Like,
and I'm like,
we could have owned Sephora.
I'm a pacifist.
We gotta go back.
for real. We gotta hope that lady's still there. You know what I mean?
So like, I'm just kind of like, I'm like, okay, and I'm trying to like talk to her. I'm like, okay, this lady's clearly like ignorant as shit. Like, I'm not gonna get into, because I know me and my attitude. So I'm like, listen. I was like, I don't cover it, you know. I showed her a picture. I'm like, I cover it sometimes. I showed her the picture. She's like, yeah, you should do that. You should do that all the time. And I'm just like, this woman is trying me. I'm like, listen, I don't cover it, you know, whatever. And she's like, well, yeah, well, my brother has what you have. What's it called again? Leprosy? And I was just like,
wow.
She would have got stunned.
And I was like, leprosy is a bacterial disease that eats away at your skin. Like, I'm missing melanin. Like, and I'm looking at her like, you work in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
How, you know, and I'm like,
not qualified.
Like, you know, and then she gets super nervous because she sees me getting angry, and she's like, all right, well, here's your stuff. It like kind of runs off a little bit. And I'm just like, yo, bro, like, that really happened. Like, what if I wasn't comfortable in my skin? What if this was my first time buying makeup? Exactly. And you just made me feel like I shouldn't be out here unless I'm covered up? You work at Sephora. I'm pretty sure you've encountered people who have my skin condition. So, you know, and so from that point, I'm like, okay, I need to do my part because I can't have this happen to somebody else. I know I can handle it, but there are people that can't. So... yeah.
Now that's what's up. That's real, and I salute you on this Litty Ligo movement, because that's real. Like, you know, it's obviously something that's out there, and it's something that a lot of people aren't educated on. That lady, for example. Like, if I was to just meet you, I would never know. I would think you was probably super cool and popular your whole life. Like, nobody would ever bother bullying because of your personality. And like, I love it. So like, you're perfect for this Litty Ligo movie, because anybody who has it, if they look at you, they'd be like, listen, man, there's nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I get a lot of messages and they're like, yo, you're helping me so much. Like even if it's just a picture or a post or something, they're like, yo, you really are helping me feel comfortable. Like there was a woman, she goes to school in the UK at Nottingham, I think it's Nottingham University, and she sent me a message like, I took my first picture without makeup for the university. Nice. It's like on the website. She's like, I really wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for you. And like, she's actually coming here in the summer, so I'm gonna try to hook up with her. Like, nice. And I get those type of messages, and it's just like, okay, I know I'm on the right track. Like sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I get a little, frantic. But then I like these messages, they like come right on time. Like, yo, what you're doing is really helping me. I'm like, okay,
and that's what keeps you on your feet. And and that's what happens with everything. Same thing with the podcast, man. The podcast is almost shut down. It's the people that keep us going.
Shut the studio down.
Exactly. So I got a couple people I want your opinion on. A couple celebrities who also have vitiligo. First one, the most popular one, Michael Jackson. What's your opinion on him?
So actually, that was the topic of the first speakeasy event that I threw, is how society views vitiligo because of Michael Jackson. So he came, he had vitiligo, but he also had a lot of other trauma. So he, when he's explaining, I have vitiligo, I have this thing I can't control. It was, to me, it came from a place of like, have pity on me, kind of. So in my interactions, people always expected me to be sad. They expected me to be all down, like, oh, what's wrong? Are you okay? Like living this way, and I'm just kind of like, I'm fine. Like,
do you think he had pity on it? Or do you think he more like embraced it completely to the point where he did the necessary steps? Because being in the limelight like that, and being a popular figure, it takes a lot.
Right. And so a lot of people don't know this. He actually had a procedure that destroyed the rest of his melanin, so he wouldn't have these abnormalities in his complexion.
Yeah, it's like bleaching your skin, basically.
Right. And I never thought that it was a place of, when I was younger, I did. Because I was sick of being asked, well, you got the Michael Jackson disease all the time. Like, I was sick of it. So I was like, I don't care, F him. Like, I don't care. But, looking back now, I understand it. Like, he is in the limelight, and back then, it was rough back then. Yeah. So I definitely understood, It was
rough just being black.
Okay, so I definitely understood, but then, you couple that with, like, the surgeries and then the crazy behaviors, it's kind of like, okay, and so, I wished he had the tools to handle it better, but I understand that he didn't. So I don't feel too much of a way. Now that I'm older, now that I understand, now that I found out what actually happened to his skin, like he didn't bleach his skin, he had a procedure for a very valid reason, I don't feel a way anymore, but I definitely did.
Okay. Second one is Winnie Harlow, you know her?
Yes.
Model and everything like that. What's your opinion on her?
I love her. I feel like, she is a walking advocation for being yourself beyond your skin. Like, if you want to model, go model. You want to be a professional athlete, go do that. And so I love how, like, a lot of people complain, like, she got an attitude and she doesn't, put on for the vitiligo community, but it's like, would you want to be represented by a condition that everybody says, if you didn't have this, you wouldn't be a popular model? I don't think I would. But she does things like, she went on that show, What Would You Do? And she made herself a social experiment. It's not like she's saying, I don't represent this community. She very much does. She doesn't have a choice but to. So I feel like in her way, she definitely, she birthed models and actresses and people that want to do stuff. She made me more comfortable with being myself. So I love her. I definitely do.
T, you had a question?
As a person who, like, Michael Jackson's a person who went through the entire procedure, would you think you feel as a person who's teased a kid and growing up with the same thing and the same kind of, like, outlook, would you feel comfortable if you knew there was a procedure that would do the same thing, but you knew that you would be more of a lighter skin complexion, but you would be one complexion?
And they gave me, at first they gave me creams and they weren't really working. So the next step was like a light box kind of treatment. And my mother she's like, it's completely your decision. Like, either way, whatever you want to do. And I'm, I just made the basketball team and stuff. And I'm like, they're like, you would have to be here 3 days a week for however many hours. And I'm just kind of like, is it detrimental to my health? Like, is vitiligo gonna do something to my health? And he's like, no, not really. I'm like, okay, then I'm good. Like, I kind of made the decision from a young age to just not, and I get asked that a lot. Like, if there was a cure right now for you to be all brown, would you? And I'd say no, because there are so many people that actually, you know, they just want to live as they are. They don't want to have procedures. And the light treatment actually would have made my skin an uneven, darker, like, you know, because it was the early stages. So he told me, like, it would distort your skin, it would thin out your skin, things like that. I'm like, why would I go through all of that just for what? For something that has literally a 100% chance of coming back, literally. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And like, I interact with people who put themselves, like, there's this woman, she had the treatment, her whole body was like a blink, she couldn't even sleep from the pain. And I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? And she literally said, because I don't want people to look at me differently, I don't want my kids to look at me differently. Like, so you're doing this for other people, you're not doing this for yourself. And I, you know, for me, that breaks my heart. So I don't mind that, well, not mind, but, you know, when people pursue treatment, I don't feel a way about it, if that's what you need to heal, but make sure you're doing it for you, not for other people. So, I don't think I would. I think I'm pretty, you know, I'm pretty used to, even when I cover up my face now, I don't look like myself. I'm like, this is weird.
Like, I just noticed the model, she tends to sometimes put makeup on and kind of show the differences and, you know, trying to, you know, go that way. I said, and then Michael Jackson is the extreme where he went all the way to the other side.
Right.
You know, it's
Michael's suspect because he had the procedure to get his skin changed, but vitiligo ain't caused him to make his nose pointy and then his lips and shit. That nigga turned
I get
skin.
so don't look the same light skin as you was dark skin. Your nose is a little bigger. It don't look the same. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, see, African come in every complexion. That's the thing.
Do.
African come in every complexion. You can be light skinned with African
features. And just strip them and then be like, yo,
look at Homie for Power. Look at Homie for Power. That light skinned nigga.
Yeah,
big nose, big lips, paws.
Andre,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to be putting out his attributes and shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. So, what will be your end goal with the Litty Ligo movie?
I just want people to, you know, I want you to love yourself. You know, whatever you do, I don't want it to, like, you know, I've met people that, you know, they won't have kids. They, you know, they won't date. They won't leave the house unless they're covered head to toe and they hate it. Like, but they do it because they feel like they're going to be ostracized. I want you to be able to be yourself, whatever version that is. Yeah. That's like literally my goal. That's literally my goal. I just want you to be you beyond your skin. So, yeah. That's
dope. That's dope. Like I said, man, I salute you with this Litty Ligo movement. Anything the barbershop can do to help it, just let us know. We on board. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, you ready to get into some fuckery?
Okay, let's do it.
Amanda Seales. Everybody in here know who Amanda Seales is?
I know who she is, but I don't pay attention.
Amanda Seales is this. She's a black actor. She's on actress. My fault. She's on
Insecure.
Yeah, my joint.
She's also that's
I just got put on last year. So, okay.
She's the girl with Insecure that just got pregnant, light skinned chick.
Okay.
She's like the bougie chick on there.
Okay.
But in real life, she's a comedian. She does stand up comedy. She's really not that funny in my opinion. But you know, she's,
to each their own.
in my opinion. But
I know who you talking about.
Yeah.
She did a stand up and that shit was garbage.
Yeah. So
It would.
But she came out after this Jussie Smollett thing and everything like that. She kind of like backed him up and said, you know what? She took the heat off of him and put it on just black men. She said, black men are really letting the world down. She said, black men are the reason why Donald Trump is in office. Because black men didn't vote. Okay?
Okay.
We're going to go around the room and talk about this. But just a background on her. This is my first controversial quote I've read from her, but after digging into certain things, she likes to really bash the black man or something. I don't know what it is about black men, but she likes to bash them.
Somebody must have heard her.
Is she with a black or a white man?
I don't know.
I think on the show she's with a white man.
Oh yeah, no, she would have
Hispanic or lighter. That's what I'm
She's with a
assuming.
what?
Hispanic or lighter.
Okay, so.
Her man looks
There's no correlation to what was going on with that chick over here, so let me put that out there.
Yeah, so we're gonna go around the room, but I'll start it off, right? Here's my thing on that. She says the black man is the reason why Donald Trump's in office, right? She said because the black man didn't vote. Okay, cool. My thing is, how did Obama get in office? Did black men just stop voting? And if they did they vote for Obama?
Bitch is stupid. That's
and if they didn't vote for Obama, why did they stop voting after Obama?
Bitch is stupid.
You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that comment? How do you feel about her.
I don't really view a lot of her things. Like I saw some of the articles, but I never clicked them because whenever she's on the video, it just kind of annoys me. So she sounds bitter, but I don't like. I haven't done my research. I don't know.
Is it a feminist thing? You think she's like a feminist, like this new age feminist type situation? Because I feel like
it's a knowing thing.
I feel like the feminists
she should just read a book.
Black women. She mean black men.
She's not woke.
Yeah, she just needs to read a book. That's all. She'll be all right.
Well, like, and that's the thing. Like the feminist movement, like she does not represent. Like I feel like I'm a feminist. I love women. I want women to do great things. But like, and then you have people like her. Like you can't be a black person saying black people are the problem. Like don't
black men.
Black men and black men are the problem. I don't.
I know I didn't vote. I know I didn't vote.
No one that.
Oh, I didn't vote either.
I didn't vote either.
So she's coming at us. She's saying we're the problem.
Yeah.
Which she's stupid for because.
Obama.
Let's not talk about like we're not in the middle of a whole collusion case with the daggone election in the first place. Honestly, I don't think that man won legitimately off votes or anything like that.
I got 2 points.
That's how it's It's literally how it's
But
Don't say too
I
much.
can't really speak too much on this topic because like I don't pay attention.
That's real.
When there's certain videos like that what's her name B Simone the loud one.
She's funny as shit.
I don't even click on her.
Hold on, B Simone's a chick that
exactly. I can't even click on it. I see her and I hear the video before I press it. I can't.
Yeah, she think it's fun.
I don't do Ratchet TV. I don't.
Yo, Cass, we on live, bro.
Hey, yo, Big Rich said, what's up? Good to see you, Rich. Rich Montana. You know what time it is.
Oh, yeah. Shout out my nigga Rich. Go ahead, D.
We're gonna do like Uno. Skip me, your turn. I didn't watch it. You got me, I ain't.
Basically, the way I feel about that is, okay, she want to say that black men don't vote. Maybe it's because half of them have been shot down by the police and killed, and the rest of them are in prison. Like, what's really good with that? And then first of all,
I love you.
and first of all, my feelings on that, because I didn't vote either, I don't feel like us as a people actually get to dictate who the president is. We do not. We do not. And we do not. I don't care what anyone says.
No.
And I've been trying to tell people this for the longest, but they be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
Who are you?
Those are the stupids. Those are the people like,
Piggyback off that, I do feel we live in a broken system. I don't care if I do vote or not. That shit, my decision ain't gonna factor who is the president. And at the end of the day, whoever is the president has never really affected my life on an everyday basis regardless, because I'm still trying to get it from the mud. You get what I'm saying? Regardless of who the fucking president was. Obama was the president, and I was doing worse than what Trump was. You know what I'm saying?
them stimulus checks.
So, but I'm going to say this.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, all of this makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It's red.
It's like I was saying though, right?
She would have known.
And at the end of the day, there is a broken system because a lot of black men have been incarcerated. And once you have that stamp on your record where you have a criminal background, you're already a felony. You're already eliminated from voting.
Exactly.
So it's like, all right, cool. We have all these men that are incarcerated, and then we have all these men that are out here either on probation, on parole, or already a convicted felon, or got some type of fucking misdemeanor on their record. You can't even vote on that. So it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Again, at the end of the day, that shit don't live my life every day, man.
All I need for you, P, is just to say fucking man the sales on camera, dog. Cause I'm already, you got me feeling some type of way, P. I'm proud, man. I'm proud. Yo, say fucking man the sales on camera,
For the people,
Man, fucking man the sales.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Hey, yo, Rambles, how you feel about it, bro?
Now, my nigga, this is not a white or black thing. This is their system. So if she feels that we have the president in office right now due to us not voting, she doesn't understand the electoral college. It's that simple. Your girl won the popular vote. Hillary, they told everybody, hey, she won the popular vote. But like my sister in the corner said, it's not really up to us. The finalization is up to your senators in your fucking states that create your electoral college. So for her to say that lets me know she's fucking stupid. So she didn't even know how the president ended up in his seat to blame us. So I'm with Sharon on that. She sounded a little bitter. So whatever happened in her life is over. But for her to directly contact us as men, knowing that we're directed by this country, as my brother said, we're in jail and so on and so forth. So even if we did vote it, we're not the highest percentage of each vote due to that. So what is this bitch talking about? I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
And just know the majority of the states where those electoral votes come in play are the big Democrat, the big Republicans with the Confederate flag that matter most. And we talking about, Texas, there's a couple.
It's just the popular vote went so much. People thought that was the way of things. It's like the popular Obama got the popular vote. A couple other cats before him. So Clinton got the popular vote. So people started like, nah, man, the popular vote. Nah, I always knew what it was. It was the electoral college. So for that queen to say that. Come on, like, what are you talking about, man? You just read the fucking.
She was cool.
Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yo, we need to get Amanda.
Bring that L out for Amanda.
The jokes ain't that.
Keep it down loud.
Hey, yo, we ain't you
from Boston. City of Chin.
Let me wipe the dust off of it. Amanda Sales,
From the
if
city
you
of
ever
Chin.
watch this, just know you get this L from a black man. And not just a black man, we got black queens in here who also give you this L. You're uneducated on what's really going on with the system.
Research.
You know what I'm saying? Know what you're talking about before you go out and bash your own people. You need us.
This ain't the 90s
just
no
like we
more.
need you.
Niggas is
So
woke.
let's go into the next topic. Should billionaires be faithful to their wife? No. I feel like, yeah, faithfulness comes by tax brackets. If you're in a billionaire's tax bracket,
Welcome to the barbershop.
yeah, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. When you're a billionaire, your wife starts to see things a little differently. Like if I'm making 50, hear me out. If I'm making 50K, yeah, and I ask my wife, can I have a hall pass? That's what they call it.
Yeah.
She gonna be like, nigga, is you stupid? But if I'm a billionaire and I ask my wife, can I have a hall pass? She's looking at it way differently because she's like, I'm not risking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You want to cry in the Honda or cry in the Maybach?
Exactly.
That's what I was say. She doesn't like it, but she knows she can go cry and shop the pain away, take a trip and do whatever.
Go ahead,
I
Sharon.
feel like that's directly related to the caliber of woman that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So if you get with a woman, you're being honest, like, look, I love you, you my love of my life. However, I'm a man, I like to do stuff. If that's something y'all decide to do, they're gonna do that.
I got a question for you. You meet a billionaire.
Yep.
He marries you. Asks you for a hall pass.
If we didn't discuss that prior,
No. The question is, Sharon, the question is, you married a billionaire.
before this conversation,
Yep.
Before the
then I have
conversation.
no business marrying him. If we didn't have this conversation prior to marriage, absolutely.
That's not the question.
But
That's not Sharon.
But
Sharon, you out here. You dodging. You Mayweather right now.
You rolling the shoulder.
Answer the question.
First of
You
all,
marry a billionaire.
I'm a strong
After he asked you, after you already married the billionaire, he asked for a hall pass. Do you give him the hall pass?
Yeah, all right, yeah, go ahead and then swing mine when you finish. If that's what we doing.
That's what I'm talking about. The conversation's different when you're a billionaire.
But it's not. But this
It is.
I'm having that conversation prior to getting married.
Okay.
This isn't. That's not a. I feel like a hall pass is not a conversation that's based off of money. That's based off of what you're comfortable with in your relationship.
Okay, you marry a dude making 50K a year.
He likes to dress like Zorro.
Why about you dress like Zorro? Why does he gotta dress like
Y'all females don't somebody can love anybody. That nigga dressed like Zorro. He dressed like
Back to the
Zorro.
question. You marry a nigga.
Yeah.
He made 50K a year.
Yep.
He dressed like Zorro.
Why he gotta dress?
He got it dressed like
That's not the
Zorro.
point.
So you love him
That's
for
not
who
my
he
point.
is.
So why am I
That's not
marrying
the
niggas
point.
with all of these
Sharon,
circumstances?
answer the question. So you
Okay.
marry a nigga, he
Dressed
made
like
50K.
Zorro.
He dressed like Zorro.
Alright.
After y'all get married, he asked you for a hall pass. Are you
Okay.
giving it to him?
Absolutely.
You are?
I would.
Why did you answer that so fast? But the billionaire shit, it took you.
It's the same thing. It doesn't matter if you make 50K or $1 billion. If that's something that I am comfortable with, then you're gonna have that. But if I'm not comfortable with it, I'm gonna tell you, look, then I guess we're done.
I think you like the Zorro part.
Yeah, I know, yeah. The Zorro shit turned the road, nigga.
Zorro part.
You know what? He's adorable with that mask and sombrero.
We're gonna go the days, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I married, as a male perspective, if I married a woman who's worth $1 billion, and she asked me for a hall pass, I mean, that's none of my business what you do personally. It's none of my business.
But just give me the credit card and
If I marry a billionaire,
So the price is right. So if the price is right, you good. No matter
listen,
what.
all I'm saying is I'm taking her last name if she's a billionaire.
So she
Go
getting
ahead,
raw
then.
dog in front of you. That's okay because she's a billionaire.
And she getting raw dog in front of me, I'm giving her a towel for when she's finished.
Steve, sit down, Steve. Sit down, Steve. Sit down, Steve.
Hold on, what's Oprah's toy name? Stedman's living life.
He gave her no ring and he's living.
I want to add this. Can I just implement this one thing? Can I implement this one thing? So is it okay? The billionaire does their own thing, but does the billionaire understand it's okay for their partner to step out as well?
Exactly.
I don't think.
Are you gonna buy
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm a
Are we talking about?
billionaire,
I get the hall pass.
there's rules to this shit.
Yeah, that's what I want to make sure.
Yeah.
So understand the clarity to it.
I'm providing this lifestyle for us.
No, I'm just saying. I want to understand the parameters.
If I marry a billionaire woman and she asks for a hall pass, that's your business. I'm not gonna have the audacity to ever bring up me having a hall pass. I'm gonna do my shit on the low.
Oh, so you making breakfast for that?
Look at your face.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna make sure the niggas full.
Conviction.
I'm gonna slip to Miami in his ass.
You said turkey bacon?
Yeah.
I got you, B. I got you.
Yo, Dave, how you feel about it?
I'm snapping.
You stand me.
I'm a trifling.
I'm snapping. I'm all the way. Yes, baby. Go ahead. I'm cheering her on.
Y'all
Go
stand
ahead.
too. Y'all stand
Ayana.
Y'all like some Stedman.
Oh, I'm definitely stepping out.
Look.
I'm gonna say, I'll see you after the Lakers game,
I
babe.
don't believe y'all.
Go ahead.
Because y'all get way more emotional
Hell
than we
yeah.
do. So
Fact.
y'all find out that we cheating. Y'all gonna bring it up every chance. Wasn't saying that you was letting that nigga raw dog you right in front of me. Nah.
Now that she a billionaire.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, for me, it don't matter whether you got $2 or $2 billion. You're not about to be fucking with nobody else and you in a relationship with me. It's either me or nothing else. That's it. That's
there you
it.
go. That's
if you
why
want to go mess
queens
with her
are
over there,
needed.
you can go be with her over there.
That's
you can
what
take your
I'm
money with you
talking
too. Like, it's
Real
good.
shit. And that's real. See, that's what I'm talking. That's living dangerously free. She don't give a fuck. She ain't gonna be no billionaire in her lifetime. She already know it.
Yeah.
Because every billionaire watching this is like, oh yeah, I can't fuck with her. I can't fuck with her. She's one of those. She's one of those. Okay, cool. Yo, P, how you
Nigga said she got to fight.
I'm gonna say on record, Stedman.
Stedman. That's what I'm talking about.
Or what was his name? Diddy's brother Bentley.
Hold on. You saying Diddy was fucking Bentley?
Oh, yeah.
Are you saying Diddy was fucking Bentley?
You know it.
No. I'm just saying, there's a rumor out there that Bentley was doing more than holding an umbrella. He was holding some balls.
Reading the story on the internet a few years ago about a billionaire having his wife splitting him because the nigga was two-timing her, and she was living off that child support money. Let me tell you that, because she was
y'all
getting.
married, she getting money because you.
She was getting,
Now,
bro, she was getting like $12 million a month off this nigga, and then on top of that, she had just took the nigga back to court because she needed a private jet.
See, that's
and an extra $60,000 a month for vacation.
But that's another variable you gotta add in.
That's another variable.
You gotta say
Being lame before having $1 billion. That's another variable. He was a lame nigga. He didn't know he was supposed to give her a prenup. He thought she loved him for real. Sliz, how you feel about it, bro?
Oh, you know I'm on my Stedman shit, baby.
Keep it a buck.
Hey, yo, nigga, what you mean? I got this little 75-inch. I mean, I'm about to hit the private jet. Hey, babe.
75, that's it?
My fault. Play. I mean, we gotta do it bigger. We gotta do it big.
Got the whole theater.
Hey, babe, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm about to go take the Bentley out for a little while. You say you bringing them back tonight? Fuck it. I'll stay at the hotel. I'm good.
Penthouse.
Is our reservation still good? Oh, okay, cool. It's all right. I'll get the steak. I'll be all right.
Y'all is I'm dating
So for this next topic, which will probably be the last topic, I'm glad we had fun with the last one because this one's a little bit more serious. I watched this video the other day, and it kind of hit me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, this is crazy. So this girl, she's living with her mom and her stepfather, right? obviously the stepfather's been molesting her.
Hold on.
No.
I know what video they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing different things. They saying that it was like an acting, like she staged it, like it was like it was supposed to be like something like a scenario.
Okay.
Oh, that video.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
So we could give that as a scenario if it was true.
We'll talk about. So let's say it's true, okay?
In this generation.
Because I've witnessed certain shit like that. Not
I have
that
too.
specific
I have too.
thing, but I've witnessed mothers handle shit in this thing. So just to give the audience a perspective of what we're talking about, I watched a video the other day where this girl, she lived with her mom. Yeah, she lived with her mom and her stepfather. She's a teenager, and she goes to her mom and says, you know, like, hey,
He came in my room
again. Keyword. He came in my room again. The mother got mad. Like, what are you talking about? What you talking about now? She was like, your boyfriend, y'all came home from the club. He came in my room. He came in your room and did what? He touched me. Touched you where? In inappropriate places. And then the mother got pissed off talking about, see, I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired of your shit. You always coming up with this shit. He's a good man. He paid the bills in this house. All that other shit. And so the girl said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going to have to just call the cops. And the mother said, you could call the cops and get the fuck out of my house.
And then don't forget, she also told her, oh, why do you wear the shorts around him?
Yeah, why you? She's like,
and she's like, you brought me the shorts.
Yeah, she's like, you wearing them shorts around this man and all that other shit. Making it seem like it's the girl's fault.
It was, like,
You gotta send me this video.
It was a twisted, like, yo, if you watched it,
wow.
if you watched it, like, your heart dropped, because you're like, damn, she really came down.
Yeah, this shit sound wild.
And the mother, she's like, you always starting some shit. So it was like, it happened
happened.
not only with this man, but probably other men previous to this.
Yeah, no, I understand what scenario they're trying to depict.
She's blaming the daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just picture, like,
Which
I don't
happens.
have kids, but like, picture your daughter coming to you,
that's
talking
a
some
fact.
shit, and you gunning her down.
No, that's a fact.
So
That's
she
what
would
I'm
never
saying.
feel comfortable
I'm
to
in
tell
that scenario, so you know how that
she'll
go,
never,
right?
feel comfortable to tell you anything again.
Yeah.
Like, she told like, yo, he did it. And the key word she said, he came in my room again. And she's like, nah, he's a good man. Why you doing
That
this?
should make me cringe.
Yeah,
A 16-year-old daughter.
That should make me cringe.
You know what I mean? Yes, that's crazy.
So here's my question to y'all. Because
It happens.
me
That's a sad thing. It
personally,
happens.
I've not that exact situation, but I've seen parents, specifically mothers, you know, defend the father over some bullshit.
It don't be the father, it be the boyfriend.
The boyfriend. I mean, my fault.
It be
That's
the
what I meant. The boyfriend. Defend the boyfriend on some shit, you know, over their children. So here's my question to y'all. We can start with Sharon to go around the room. What will cause a woman, because in my opinion, that's desperation. You know what I'm saying? When you take your boyfriend over the child. What will cause that level of desperation?
Oh, a lot.
Definitely a lot of trauma, a lot of mental health issues, a lot of, you know, probably it happening to them when they was younger and their mother reacting the same way, that being the norm for them. So it's like, you know, if I could get through it, why can't you get through it type of deal. It's really that survivalist attitude. And like me, I'm a mother, I have a son, I wish anybody would, okay?
Yeah, and none of this is a justification. It's more of an explanation.
Yeah, it's definitely an explanation. And it's like, you know, and it's really sad. You do see it. Like, you do see mothers, because they never had that affection. They didn't have a father. They didn't have that male attention. They don't know what proper male attention is. All they know is, I have it now, and I have to keep it. And it's kind of a by any means necessary type of thing. And then when it feels like it's slipping away, they will turn that rage onto the child. This is your fault. He's doing this because of you. Rather than being like, okay, he's a fucking creep. But, you know, and I
got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think age plays anything onto that? And this is why I asked. Because I feel like at a certain age, if you over 60 and your man cheat, nigga, let him cheat. If you over 60 and your woman cheat, let her cheat. Y'all can't break up, because what is there out there in the market for you? You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't
For example, Beyonce's moms. Beyonce's father cheated. They divorced and all of that. Now Beyonce's mom's is with a nigga that she don't even like that. And she said it on camera. I don't fuck with this nigga like that. He's not what I, you know, pictured as a man, but I'm rocking with him. I'm settling. So it's like, do you think age plays a part of that?
I feel like it goes, it's individual. Like me, I'm not staying where I'm not happy. I don't care what age I'm not. If I'm not happy, I'm not staying. If you're not making it work for a while, I'm not going.
I don't think it's age, it's insecurity.
Absolutely.
It's also
that's all
self-hate.
levels. Yeah,
Self-hate. You don't love yourself.
There's different levels.
I mean,
of where that could play out. Because a 16-year-old would say the same thing about being with a boy probably in high school type stuff, but I'm settling with this guy. You know what I mean? Because you know what, he makes me feel good. So technically, that's an insecurity about yourself. You're just dealing with somebody who probably gives you a lot of compliments and so on and so forth, but it's a dirtbag. You know what I mean? So I just feel it all aligns with insecurity, like even due to past damages, past things, whatever. But as you get older as a woman, I know we as males create insecurities in these females that we don't realize. Then you get with some of these ladies as we get older. So she's damaged. You know what I mean? Ain't a lot of damaged people out here saying, "Oh, I'm damaged. Come mess with me, I'm damaged." You know what I mean? It's not like people are announcing that shit. So you don't know until you know, and then you get a scenario that if something like does happen, because it happened. I mean, it's not new, but that situation was staged. But it happens. When mothers are defending the boyfriend, I feel they're just that insecure where they feel they can't get no better, or they can't go nowhere. Right? So they're like, this is it. Oh, now you're blaming your own child, saying they may ruin the love that you found.
They not love their boyfriend. They don't want to leave.
So that I think insecurity than age or anything else.
I'm not gonna take it to insecurity. I think it's a level of comfortability of where their man got them.
That too.
So if, like you were saying, oh, he's a good man, he pays the bills around here. There you go, he pays the bills around here. He got you living comfortable. You don't want to fuck that up, and you ain't gonna risk that over because your child is making some accusations.
Let her get fucked, right?
No.
But that's how.
But that's basically what it is.
Agreed to.
The mom's at that point in time, she's actually being real selfish.
Yes.
About her comfortability.
Probably
She's not concerned. She's like, well, my child. At that point, she's looking at it like, you're grown. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. I'm not gonna risk my level of comfortability with my man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're over here making some accusations. Whether she chooses to believe it's true or not, that's another thing. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously if she does, then some of the actions will be taken. But obviously she's not believing it, and she's trying to protect her comfortability. Because at that point in time, who knows how old she is, but whatever it is, she's comfortable where she's at. She loves this man, and she wants what's happening to continue. And she's not willing to risk it because even her own daughter is saying that, you know what I'm saying?
It's not worth.
Or son, because you don't know, dog. Should be crazy. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it.
Especially
you know what I'm saying?
if you came from absolutely nothing, and this is the only thing that you have now. This is like, okay, I have something finally. I can't let this go now, no matter what. You don't know what else to do. Like, you have people that grew up with not a pot to piss in, no role models, no anything. So they're making it work by any means necessary, or they see somebody who made it work by the same means, and they're like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And it's a gross cycle.
It's disgusting. No, it's disgusting, but it's out there.
Because like she was like what she was saying, like, oh, like she felt like her daughter's taking her man. Like, oh, now my man wants, like, you know, like her man
something
wants
younger,
her daughter.
fresh.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then she really said, I'll put you out. Like, you call her, like, she just opened up about being molested by your boyfriend. You know what I mean? Not even like her father, your boyfriend. You know what I mean? It happened several times clearly, because she said it happened again. And the mother was more so like blaming the daughter, or she wanted the daughter to just let it ride because he pays the bills.
Y'all say Precious.
Precious was crazy. You know what I mean? Precious was crazy. It was crazy because like,
and that was her father. That was not even her mother's boyfriend.
Like in Precious, the mother was like, "Yeah, come join us." Like that shit fucked me up. She was like, "Come join us."
That's a real story.
But see, I read the movie.
It's based off the real story.
I mean, I read the book. The book is more deeper than the movie. The movie sugarcoated a lot.
Yeah.
The book is way more deeper than the movie. You know what I mean? So like that's like her life was just crazy from when she was born. You know what I mean? So like it was just sick. But like for the girl in the situation, like I was just like, damn, I wonder what, you know, with her father, I'd have been like this, dad, come through, because that dude, he need to get his head knocked off. Because that shit was sick, and the mother was just riding it like she actually blamed her daughter. Like, why do you wear the shorts? She's like, yo, but you brought it from, I'm in my house.
Right.
You know, she's comfortable. She's not out on the street. She's in the house. You know
But
what I mean?
I'll say this, especially in this generation, our brothers have been stepping up a lot more, but there is a generational gap of brothers that weren't there. That
It's
with this
daddy
small
syndrome.
window, that small window where this probably was heightened a lot, you know what I mean, because black brothers wasn't there, and you know what I mean, females wasn't making the best decisions, and so on and so forth. So, you know what I mean, and like these last couple years, personally, I've seen, you know what I mean, my friends and everybody else, like, yo, really step up in the father realm. Like, yo, we want to be in our child's life, even though we're not with the mother per se. We're going to still work it out and make it work. Again, we grew up in a generation where that just wasn't happening, which leaves a window for shit like this to happen. Because you're just like, yo, why don't she call her daddy? Now these girls ain't got daddies to call. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, this is just what it is. And they got grandma probably, but nigga, not daddy.
Nah, but see, in certain situations, the grandmother would be like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about, because she knew that happened to her daughter.
Right, hush now.
You know what I mean? Because I heard
there was an uncle.
It's
crazy.
I done heard like stories about like in the South, shit like that. School.
That shit crazy.
Like they like, oh, shut up, like you don't know what you're talking about. You know, like they let that ride.
That's a generational thing, girl.
Yeah, like I mean,
That's why I said
that's
this
just
generation a little.
That's
Ayana,
crazy.
do you have anything on it?
Oh, absolutely, because I go through stuff like this all the time. I'm actually not dealing with, but I actually know of somebody who's close to me who just found out that her husband of over 10 years was having sex with her 15-year-old daughter, and the daughter is now pregnant. It's just like people on the outside are saying like, oh, well, maybe the girl wanted it or this, that, and the fourth. And I'm like, at 14, 15 years old, even if you do come off a little bit of seductive to a grown-ass man, he should know better to not deal with that child. So it's kind of like a double standard. And then with a female who allows that type of thing to happen with their daughter, like you guys said, I believe it also is an insecurity thing, or they feel like it also has to do with morals. Because at the end of the day, I came from nothing as well. And I have a daughter just growing in my stomach. I'll be damned if I'm going to let my boyfriend or anybody touch my daughter just to have a certain type of life. That's crazy. We'll live on the street together. You're not touching my child. And you might not even leave this house alive after she tells me what you did to her.
And you getting away with it. Don't worry. It's temporary insanity.
Fathers, be very important. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not with the mother of your children. And this is not just about having daughters. This is about having sons. Sons need you as much as little girls need you. You know what I'm saying? For different reasons. Like, a woman can't teach a son how to be a man, and then you can't depend on another man to raise your son to be a man, because you don't know what type of man he is. He's going to raise him to be like him. You want to raise your man to be the best man he can be. As far as little girls, you need to be around and so be a presence so that they know they have someone to go to. Let them know that you're around. Let them know that they can reach out to you, so that they know like whatever's going on is wrong, and I have someone who's gonna have my back. We gotta be there for our kids, man, because our generation's gone through it. No need for the next generation to go through it. We have no excuses. We already seen the worst. You know what I'm saying? It's our turn to change the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna wrap up the show.
My professional page is at Sharon the Light Dealer on Instagram.
Hey.
Got it. Hey, yo, Chris, man, let people know how they can get in touch with you, man.
It's Chris Brook FN. Please say the FN.
Please say the FN.
Please say the FN.